My birthday looks came out so bomb. So bomb. Like, I couldn't ask for anything else. So bomb. If you want to see those looks, stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shatoka and my channel is all about my sewing journey, fashion, and home decor. So today's video is all about my birthday looks. So the things that I made for my birthday, I talked about it in a previous video. I made 3 outfits. They were a dress, a pair of white leg pants, and a wrap top. So I'll dive right in. So the birthday dress. This is a dress that I wore on my birthday, February 16th, Wednesday, and it was very easy Vogue 8825. Like the pattern says, it is very easy. Really, really easy to come together. Very few parts to it. I did make an alteration to make the dress shorter than what the pattern envelope shows. I subtracted 3 inches of the skirt so that it can be kind of a mini so that I can wear my over the knee boots, and I wore tights. I originally wanted to wear pattern tights with the dress, but I couldn't find any in time. And then the pattern tights that I saw on Amazon, I really didn't like how they looked. They kind of looked cheesy. And then I just felt like it was going to take away from the orange velvet. The fabric was amazing. I showed it in my previous video, but I'll be inserting some clips of me in the dress and videos, and then I'll have pictures at the end as well. But the fabric was the star of the show. It was beautiful. It came together nicely. If you've ever worked with velvet, it's thicker, so it just looks luxurious to me. Like, I love velvet fabric. This wasn't my first time using velvet. I've made other dresses with velvet, so I knew it was going to sew together really nicely. You really don't have to finish the seams in the inside because it doesn't unravel, but you should probably use a stretch stitch or a zigzag stitch when sewing with velvet because of the stretch in it, and you don't want your seams to pop. So again, very easy Vogue. It was a very easy pattern to put together. The only other thing that I did differently is that it called for you to machine stitch the cuffs on, but because the velvet is thicker, I just pinned the cuff to the sleeve and I hand sewed it there because I just don't want to stick that thick cuff underneath my sewing machine and risk like breaking a needle or anything. And if you just look at it, you can't tell at all. It just still has that balloon look at the wrist with that cuff. Looks really nice. I got tons of compliments, especially on the color of the dress, and it fit really nicely. I did end up having to take it in quite a bit, and I'm glad I was checking throughout the process. So I didn't connect the skirt portion to the top portion until I knew that they both fit so that I can sew them together nicely. So I had to take it in quite a bit. I cut out a 16, so probably should have done a 14 because the stretch in the fabric. And I looked at the finished garment measurements, and that's what size it said I should cut. However, it still was kind of big. So overall, really pleased with the dress. Like I said, I got tons of compliments. The only other thing is that I did have a little bit of gapping in the chest area, so I did have to put a small safety pin there just to make sure I'm more secure. So I believe that's because I didn't take in the seams that went here. There were some center front seams as well that probably needed to be taken in as well. I only took in the seams from the side. I did not take all the seams in. So I would definitely recommend that if you are not sure about it, that you do a trial run of this dress first, or at least the top portion, to see if you're gonna have to take in that top portion, unless you just want to have, the girls out. I didn't want to, just a little bit, so I had to take a safety pin and add it there just to make sure that while I'm at dinner, I'm not exposed at all. So overall, it looks really nice. Tons of pictures. I made a really cute reel. I'm gonna add it here. I'll just probably have to mute the music so that you can see how I put it together. So really love how this dress turned out. I definitely will make it again. It's such a cute classic dress, and interested in see it in different kind of fabrics. Like, it would be really nice in a nice print as well. So the next thing that I made, it was a pair of white leg pants, and how I talked about previously on the other video, I did make this pattern before, but I made it in a woven. So I cut a 20 when I did the woven. This time though, I probably should have cut down because this fabric that I used, that glitter fabric, had some stretch to it. And I just underestimated like how much stretch it was, because I had to take these pants all the way in. I ended up cutting the zipper out of the pants totally and ended up changing the waistband to elastic waistband, because that's how much bigger they were, and I didn't even need the zip. Like, the zip was like useless. And I also moved that zipper to the back like I talked about in a previous video instead of that side seam. But overall, like, they came out really, really cute. I love the side pockets on them. And then I added the 10 inches to the pants because it's actually a culotte pattern, even though it shows on the pattern envelope it looks like pants on the view that I did, but it actually is culotte. So I added 10 inches so that it can go all the way to the floor, because I wore a boot. I originally was going to wear a pump, but it snowed a lot that day that I wore them. So I ended up wearing a boot, but they had like the same amount of inches, so I didn't have to do anything as far as my hem went. So I made them all the way down to the floor, and the bodysuit that I actually made to go with it was just an all black long sleeve bodysuit, but it was a crew neck. So I decided that I didn't want to wear that top because the pants are like kind of all covered up with the high waist and they're super long. So I wanted to have a more interesting neckline. So I'll definitely get to wear that bodysuit because there's nothing wrong with it. I just didn't like how it looked with the pants. So I ended up just going to buy a shirt at Burlington. It was just like more of a square neckline, and so I could wear a nice necklace, and it looked really, really nice. I love that I made that alteration. Really overall love these pants. I'll make them again, but I think I'm gonna visit a couple more pant patterns that I have first before I make them again. Or I think I'm just gonna stick to a woven fabric with this pattern because there was too much taking in that I had to do in order to make them work, and so kind of was like double the work. But overall, I love how they turned out, and I got tons of compliments. I will say though that this fabric did have a lot of fallout, so that was, I mean, it wasn't annoying, but like, it was kind of like leaving glitter, and I had glitter kind of like on me, and glitter was on my shirt and stuff like that, but you know, it was fine. There's nothing wrong with a little glitter. And then so the last look that I made was a wrap top, and this was the pattern number, McCall's 8095, and I did view C. So this is a newer pattern. Really love how it turned out. However, the fabric was a nightmare. Like, it's beautiful, however, it's so delicate, it kind of kept falling apart every time I cut into it. And I don't have a serger, like an overlock machine, so I was cutting it with pinking shears. It was helping, but it still was kind of very, you know, delicate. I did a zigzag stitch on all the seams. I think I'm going to have to like hand wash this shirt because it's super delicate. I don't know how it's going to hold up in the wash, but it's beautiful. Like, no one would know like if they just looked at it like, oh my gosh, like it's coming apart. It's not at all. I was able to like fix it and make it look good, but gosh, it was such a pain on making. A thing that I would change with this shirt would be adding a few extra inches because I am taller. It is really cropped on me. So I definitely had to wear the high-waisted pants. If I wore like a lower rise pants, like my stomach would have been out, like my navel would have been out. So I'm definitely gonna lengthen that, and then I probably will lengthen the straps as well that ties in the back just to have a little bit more hang in the back. So like I said, it's very, very cute. It looked amazing. And I did make an alteration to the cuff. So the cuff originally called for just a regular like flip cuff and buttons. However, I didn't have any buttons, and I didn't feel like making another run to Joann's to try to grab any or order any online in time. So I just decided to add extra inches to the end of the sleeve, and then I shirred the wrist. So if you're not familiar with shirring, it's just basically when you put the elastic thread in the bobbin and it does the gathering. So it gives it that scrunch look. So I really loved how it turned out. I actually preferred that look anyway. And I'm going to make some more tops, probably not necessarily this pattern, but tops, you know, in the future that have that same look. It looks really cute, and I love that I made that last minute alteration. It was really, really cute. So like I said, I wore it with some high waist pants and a pair of nice gray boots because there were gray in the print. The print was a gray, white, and blue. Really love how it turned out. Out of all the looks, of course, the dress is my favorite because I love dresses, and I just felt really special, like felt like the birthday girl in the dress. But overall, I love all the looks. I will say I'll make all these patterns again. They were very easy, very simple instructions. Let me see. Only thing I did differently on that dress, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, was that because it was a velvet fabric and it was pretty thick, I had to hand sew the cuff on because it was really thick and I didn't want to stick it under my machine and risk like breaking my needle or anything. I just like hand stitched it. But if you just look at it, it doesn't look like it's hand sewn or anything. It looks perfectly fine. But again, I will make all these patterns and you should too. Like they're very easy, quick, and I did them both like over like a couple of days, so not that long. If you have time to just like cut out on one day and then sew on the next day, like you can totally put these looks together really easy. Overall, just really pleased at how everything turned out. Again, it was my birthday celebration. I had a birthday dinner with my boyfriend, and then I had an overnight stay at a downtown hotel, which was really nice. That's what I like to do for myself. If I'm not going on a vacation, I want to at least treat myself to like a nice room for at least a night or two. And then I had a girls date with my girlfriends, and they came out for me. Like it was snowing that night, and I thought that we probably were going to cancel, but they were like, no, we're coming out. So I was able to come out, and I wouldn't have felt bad because I'm like, you know, it's Chicago and we get snow, and sometimes we just have to make arrangements to, you know, get a rain check. So, but they came out for me, and then with my best friend, we had our solo dinner that we usually do, and we actually did get a room as well and have like a slumber party. So it was really nice. So overall, really excited about how my birthday looks came out. And now I'm actually about to head downtown and do some shopping, some birthday shopping. I'm gonna go shopping at Zara. Hopefully I can find some things so I can actually do a haul. So I'm hoping that'll be my next video for you guys. I'll do a fashion Zara haul, so wish me luck. Hopefully I find something today. So if you enjoy this video, please hit the thumbs up and hit subscribe for future notifications of other videos, and stay tuned for my next one. Thanks. Have a good day.